have seen the level of classification we're talking about in these documents at Mar-a-Lago, and you've learned that DOJ is investigating possible Espionage Act violations. Are you concerned that Donald Trump was keeping these highly classified documents at his resort?
Well, we have a number of concerns, Brianna. Obviously, one is whether or not the raid itself was justified. We have this list from the FBI, but we don't have conclusive as to whether or not this actually is classified material and whether or not it rises to the level of the highest classified material. If it rises to the level of an immediate national security threat, which is what it would take to actually raid the president's home, because as you know, they had a number of options available to them, including just going to court and asking for the court to enforce the subpoena that they had.
You're familiar with special access programs and the level of classification that is. Why are you casting doubt on how classified this information was if you see the property receipt and it's very clear that this was SCI information, some of it?
Well, but what that receipt shows is that this material was marked as such. It doesn't mean that it currently is.
Do you take home documents marked special access?
No.
They had concern this could be a national security threat. When you cast doubt on that, do you have evidence that this was not a national security threat, or that this was known to not be a national security threat?
Well, that's what's great about this. We're actually to the point, and I'm sorry, you're breaking up. Now, as you know, also, what you didn't report, Donald Trump says he declassified these materials. No one questions that the president, former president, would have had as president the authority to declassify that material. When the FBI chooses the most intrusive, the most invasive process of invading a man's home when they have available to them other options,
I just want to be clear,
the court enforce the subpoena,
these are classified documents.
That former President Trump deliver the documents to the court.
These are classified documents, some at the highest level.
The fact that they choose the most invasive has to be concerned to you also.
There are a number of steps they took before. We have a graphic to show people of the timeline of the other steps they took leading up to it. I just want to be clear. They didn't jump from nothing to going to this search and seizure. Just to be clear, are you saying that where they were kept was secure?
No, I have no idea. These are
Good afternoon from Los Angeles, California. I'm Dr. Ryan Alba. Here we have another Republican, Mike Turner from Ohio, trying to divert your attention from the fact that Donald Trump was in possession of classified materials. Materials that, classified or not, belong to the US government, period. In the same breath, he argues that what Donald Trump had in possession must have been so sensitive that not only justified but rose the threat to the national security so high that required a raid to a former president's residence, and at the same time casts out doubt on the legitimacy of the research conducted by the FBI and the Department of Justice. The warrant tells us that the FBI sees 5 sets of documents marked top secrets, and that means information that, if disclosed, would pose exceptionally grave danger to the US national security. But among that was one set marked top secret, sensitive, compartmented information, and as you may already know, that means information that is so secret only a small group of people inside the US government can see it, those who have a need to know. We're talking about things like names of CIA sources in Moscow, for example, or images from the most advanced spy satellites. This information was so sensitive that the FBI agents who took it out of Mar-a-Lago would have had to take it to a special facility. We're talking about the most protected secrets in the US government. You would have to even read them in a vault. Does it even matter that if those documents were classified? No, because the 3 potential crimes that were listed in the search warrant don't require the documents to be classified at all. And that's getting lost here amidst the debate about Trump's defense that he could declassify anything. None of these statutes require that information be classified. The DOJ's position is this. Basically, these are the US government documents, property of the government, not Donald Trump. It's illegal to steal them, and it's illegal to mutilate or conceal them, or to obstruct an investigation. Next, you have the Espionage Act, which requires an intent to harm the United States, which suggests that the FBI at least has suspicious about this about the motives in storing these documents. There is so much that we don't know because we don't have that affidavit or the probable cause where the FBI lays out the justifications. There's a couple of possibilities here though. One is here that this is what it's about, just getting the documents back. The FBI has their documents and that's the end of it. Another is that there were crimes committed here about the mishandling of information, and we will see a case go forward. And then the third, most ominous possibility is that it's something even worse than that. It's about what Donald Trump intended to do with these documents and why he had them even there. Some of these documents would be worth billions of dollars to our adversaries, alarming obviously to national security officials. To support my work, please click the subscribe, the like button, and the notification bell so you wouldn't miss any of my new videos.